Chat Podcast, the weekly podcast of MinnesotaVikingsChat.com, featuring me, your host, David Erickson, and with me today, Rick Birmingham from Minneapolis. Hey, Rick.
Hello.
And Adrian PERRYMAN is not with us this week, so it's a Rick and I solo, or duo, I guess. The NFL draft starts on April 25 and goes, I think, 3 days this year. So for the next few weeks, we'll be discussing potential picks for the Vikings in their areas of need. And, of course, the Vikings, one area of need is glaring need is receiver. And so the Vikings have 11 picks, 2 in the first round. They have the flexibility to make some deals to move on. Cordarrelle Patterson, Tennessee, 6'2", 216 pounds. That would be nice.
Maybe.
31 and 33/4 inch arm length, 9-inch hands, 4.42 40-yard dash. So what I've watched of my impressions are great body control, catches away from his body, just plucks it out of the air. He's got a long stride in the open field. He can break tackles. He can make the defenders miss. He can catch balls with defenders on top of him, draped all over him. He's got a big body, so he can shield defenders from the ball. Will catch the ball in traffic. Runs out of the backfield between the tackles. Does a lot of end arounds. He's an excellent kick returner. Returns punts as well. I didn't see as much of how well he does on punts, so I'm not sure.
27-yard average between the two.
Whoa!
It's ridiculous.
Right.
I don't know if that's the competition, but
Nice.
yeah, 1,900 all-purpose yards. So
Wow.
in 1 year. So just 1 year at high-level competition, 5 touchdowns. You know, the other important thing to note is he had a 37-inch vertical.
Yeah.
They didn't throw high to him. I didn't find videos of him doing a bunch of jumping, but that's fascinating. As a team that doesn't do so well throwing in the red zone,
He does seem to have all the tools that you would need for that play. He's big. He's got a wide radius.
Mm-hmm.
He's vertical.
He did play running back a little bit too, which is interesting. But again, it was all in 1 year, so you don't know how teams would have reacted in the second year. And also, I went looking for negatives on him because I was liking him a lot. He did have some brutal drops. So one where he's just running down the sideline wide open and just that's tough. It didn't look like he was as committed to blocking as I would like the Viking wide receiver to be. If he's not. It doesn't have 4.3 speed. I'd like him to be blocking. I think we'll miss Jenkins a lot for blocking. Right. And, one of these guys, in order to be on the field, that might be how they get on the field as they learn, particularly somebody who only had a year of high-level college. It looked like his hands were inconsistent. And one thing I read, I think it was on the NFL page, was they were talking about he just doesn't have a ton of experience when he gets hand blocked, and they just didn't know how well he was going to do getting off. I assume that's something you can definitely work with, and he was fascinating as a prospect, and I do think he's the first one we really should talk about because I think Tavon's going to be gone, so it'll be interesting if he's there. I suspect we'll get him.
The profiles that I read on Paterson is consistently pointed out his rawness and his inability, his lack of interest maybe in blocking. So that's a red flag with the Vikings if he's not interested in blocking. He can be coached up, but he's got to want to do it.
And I'm just guessing, but he would look like more to me like a guy with a better top speed, down the field speed, as opposed to acceleration. He obviously isn't anywhere near as quick as Tavon is, but we need somebody to run down the sideline and stretch things, and who can jump. And he certainly seems to have those two qualities if he can get off of being jammed at the line.
Yep. No, I think he is the prototypical number one wideout that you want to develop, and I think it's a good pick for the Vikings if you're comfortable with the rawness of his game and sort of some of the negatives that he. I told you to turn off your phone. There goes mine, Rick.
Next week it'll be mine that rings. So.
But he's got 4.42 speed. He's got really fluid motion, so it's sort of deceptive how fast he is in the open field. When he's doing fly routes, then he can lull defenses to sleep if he's savvy enough to run routes that way, and he doesn't have to be. We don't have to demand him to be the number one guy right away because we got Greg Jennings to do that. So you can help him develop, have a deep threat on the field, and groom him to be the number one guy in 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good pick. The question is, again, is he going to be around by the time we pick at 23?
Right. He could be, because he does have some question marks. I do, and I would highly recommend anybody to watch the links below. If you're watching the games that he's playing in Tennessee, you're getting a good slice of what he actually did, because he only had 46 catches. You will see what the guy looks like, and